Okay, how about the latest in the Dylan Cease, Gerrit Cole, Yankee saga, and 7 bold predictions for MLB for 2024. Let's get into that right now. Hey, gang, I hope you're all doing well. So let's get to the latest on the Dylan Cease saga as it pertains to the Yankees. We're still waiting on the results of Gerrit Cole's MRI. And something to keep in mind, as some folks are saying, well, Judge got his MRI the same day. He's got the results. So it can't be, so on and so forth. Keep in mind, they didn't find any tear in the abdominal wall. Good for Aaron Judge. But this is a much more extensive thing when it comes to Gerrit Cole here. Okay? You're looking at ligament, you're looking at muscle, you're looking at bone. So, and just keep in mind, too, there's a lot of veteran pitchers with a lot of wear and tear, throwing as many innings as Gerrit Cole. They will find partial tears and stuff like that. That doesn't mean they're too injured to pitch. Okay, even Masahiro Tanaka, when he came here, had a mildly torn UCL, and he rehabbed for 2 months, and then he pitched the rest of his 7-year tenure without needing Tommy John surgery. So they are going for a second opinion, and I'm not surprised. This is Gerrit Cole. He wants as many opinions as possible. They want them to be as thorough as possible. So it's a different type of MRI, breakdown than Aaron Judge's. So it's just something to remember for perspective, okay? Now, I'm going to read something. This is Bob Clapper's reporting, okay? Cole instead felt uncharacteristically achy between recent mound appearances. He was initially unconcerned, resisting suggestions that he undergo an MRI. It wasn't until this weekend that Cole finally agreed to a more comprehensive look. But even then, sophisticated imaging might not yield a conclusive diagnosis. If Cole's elbow is not ruptured, which would be the easiest injury for doctors to identify, which means they would have already reported that if we got the results and they knew that. The pictures could reveal a minor fissure in the ulnar collateral ligament. If it's not only possible, it's probable given the Ace's 2,000 inning career, said one pitching expert. You put any veteran pitcher in an MRI, and you're going to find minor tears in debris and bone chips and inflammation. Guaranteed. But it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean they're too injured to take the ball. Okay, this is Bob Clapper's reporting. Okay, getting corroboration from pitching experts and medical experts. So, something to keep in mind. So, it's not the end of the world yet. Okay, I know there's a lot of folks on edge and in the panic button. I totally get it, but it doesn't necessarily mean Cole's going to miss the year. So, and the other reporting I have for you is that the Yankees have been in on Dylan Cease for months. Okay, whether Cole was hurt or not, they still wanted to bring in Dylan Cease. So the asking price obviously was Spencer Jones. They balked on that. It was initially Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. So I'm not surprised they hung up on the phone. So, but I'll just make this clear right now. There is not a single trade that the Yankees can make for Dylan Cease that's not going to hurt one way or the other. Period. Even if it doesn't cost Spencer Jones. It might cost Roderick Garris. It might cost George Lombard. It might cost Chase Hand. It's going to cost something. Possibly 2 pieces. Not named Spencer Jones. So just brace yourself for that if this happens. All right? Not saying it's going to happen. And also not saying that it's BS that a couple other folks are saying. They've been in this guy for months. And they put forth a second offer yesterday for Dylan Cease, too, that did not include Spencer Jones to the White Sox. So I'm guessing, they've elevated their offer under not named Spencer Jones. But the fact is, this is not going to be a fleece job either way. Cashman's not going to be fleeced, and he's not going to fleece the White Sox. Period. But it's going to hurt, and it has to. Forget a guy like Dylan Cease. Now, they can move on and just say, you know what, I'm going to try and trade for Shane Bieber. We could wait for Michael Lorenzen, who's now been presented as an option for the Yankees, and some other options too, but you never know. You never know. But this is going to be a lot of details going to be coming out in the next couple of days. So no matter what happens, okay, make sure if you're not subbed yet, hit that subscribe button to this channel now, okay, and hit the notification button now too. That way you don't miss it, because when we do get news as or both, I will put it out, and I'll put it out promptly, and I don't want you to miss it. I appreciate that. Okay, now let's get into the nitty gritty. My 7 bold predictions for MLB for 2024. Number 1, 2 surprise teams are going to make the postseason this year: the Kansas City Royals and the Cincinnati Reds. Even though Cincinnati Reds have lost, they're one of the top prospects. They got popped for 80 games for PEDs. They have a young nucleus, a young dynamic nucleus, and they've already announced that Frankie Montas, former Yankee, is going to be their opening day starter. But they have enough nucleus to be very competitive in the NL Central. And the Kansas City Royals have done quite a bit of activity this offseason, adding pitching, adding offense, extending Bobby Witt, and they're, I think, primed in a wide open AL Central as well. So that's going to be my bold take number 1. My second one is young catcher Ethan Salas, who's the #1 international draft pick last year. Okay, I think he's going to make the major leagues this year at the ripe old age of 18 years old. He's rocketing through the system right now, and the Padres have a dire need a catcher, and he's presenting himself as an elite option to potentially make the majors at a very young age. So that's my bold take number 2. Okay, number 3, this man right here, Shota Imanaga with the Chicago Cubs, is going to be the best Japanese pitcher in the major leagues in 2024. Even better than Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Okay, that's a bold take. People might think I'm crazy for this, but Shota Imanaga is better than people think he is. Even though it's hard to compare him to Yoshinobu Yamamoto, they're both coming here. They both don't have a lick of major league experience. I think Shota Imanaga, in his surroundings with the Cubs and Craig Counsell as his manager, I think he's going to be in a good position to be very, very good this year. And I do think he'll be the best Japanese pitcher in 2024 in the major leagues. Call me crazy, right? Next bold take. Okay, this is take number 4. This man right here, Pete Alonso, is going to be traded to the Seattle Mariners at the deadline, or even before that. Okay, and as well as Alex Bregman. Okay, Alex Bregman too is going to be traded to the Phillies at the deadline. The Phillies are going to be making a bold move for a bat in their playoff run, and Seattle's going to make a bold move for a bat, and they'll probably give up a pitcher for it. The Phillies, I think, will give up some pitching prospects for Alex Bregman. So Alonso goes to the Mets, Bregman goes to the Phillies. Okay, number 5, this man Bobby Witt Jr. Okay, newly extended superstar shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. is going to place top 3 in the MLB voting in the AL, and he's going to go 30-30 this year to justify his monster contract. So top 3 in MVP voting, and 30-30. That's going to be a pretty robust year for that man right there. Okay. Nextly, the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to be eliminated. This is prediction number 6. Los Angeles Dodgers are going to be eliminated either in the NLDS or the NLCS. Okay. They're not going to make the World Series. Okay, because these 2 teams are going to make the World Series. This is my final prediction. It's going to be the Phillies versus the Orioles in the 2024 World Series, with the Phillies pulling it off in 7 games. So those are my 7 bold predictions right there for MLB for 2024. You let me know what your thoughts are one way or the other. Okay, now let's pivot to the Yankees lineup today. Yankees are facing Boston. They're home in Tampa at George Steinbrenner Field. We have DJ LeMahieu leading off at third base. We've got Juan Soto batting second in right field. Gleyber Torres batting third at second base. Anthony Rizzo batting cleanup at first base. Giancarlo Stanton batting fifth, DHing. Alex Verdugo's batting sixth in left field. Anthony Volpe's batting seventh at shortstop. Austin Wells is at the dish, batting eighth, and Greg Allen is in center field, batting ninth. Okay, we're getting one step closer to having an idea of what this lineup's going to look like on opening day. And on the mound, toeing the slab, looking for the next step in his progression on a rebound season, is Mr. Carlos Rodon on the mound today against the Boston Red Sox. Okay, we need to see more progress from Carlos Rodon. Need to see him recover, maybe increase his pitch count by 10 or more pitches or so, maybe 15. But we need him to recover. And that's the thing with him and Nestor Cortes. We need him to be recovered the day after these guys take the help, right? And that's the key. Absolute critical importance. He Rodon to not only pitch better, but we need him to be recovered after he pitches. Same thing with Nestor Cortes. Okay, so those are my bold takes. Okay, that's the latest on the Cease and Cole situation, and that's today's Yankees lineup. Okay, have a good day, everybody. If anything else comes out, I promise you, you'll be getting here. See you next time.